Hello, my friends. This video is going to walk us through my Greenery and Gold 8-page workshop. Hi, my name is Sandy, and I love to create. So everything in this project is a Stampin' Up product. I've listed here the papers that I've used. So the Season of Green and Gold Designer Series paper is one that is it came out in July and it'll run through the end of August. And same thing with the Graceful Greenery Vellum that you'll see in this. The dies I used are the Golden Greenery dies. They're a mess right now, but they're so amazing. It's the two bells, and then all the flourishes that you'll see throughout this workshop are all part of the Golden Greenery. And there's a Golden Greenery stamp set that coordinates with the dies. Plus, there's plenty of dies like this one here that don't have stamps that go along with it that are fun to use just the way they are. Then I also use the Perennial Postage, which is really fun, great for stamping or scrapbooking. And my favorite, I'm sure you've seen, I've been using it in every single workshop I've had so far with Stampin' Up, the Spotlight on Nature dies, which are fabulous. Then the other stamp set, and in addition to the Golden Greenery, which I'm telling everyone is also a gorgeous, you'll see once we get using it, absolutely beautiful stamp. The only other sentiments I used is the greetings of the season, and only one of the layouts is Christmas. All the rest of them are, really generic, everyday use kind of layouts. Okay, and then I used a crazy lot of inks. Let me show you. So if you're available, just come over to my house and you can use all of my stuff, all my brushes and my inks, or use what you have in your stash if you're doing this at home. All right, so there's all my inks. Let me set those aside. I also have brushes that the blending brushes that we'll be using with some of those colors. Then grab your adhesive, your foam tapes, your regular tapes, a black journaling pen, a gold metallic marker, white gloss spray, blending brushes, and a water brush. And then you've got paper in the back of your kit, right? Lots of white paper in the back of your kit. You need to cut 7 4x6s, 3 4x4s, and 11 3x4s, or those are the pictures you'll need for these layouts. So you do have extra white paper in the back of your kit for that. Let's go through what's in your kit. Well, first let's look at the pages, shall we? So this paper here, we're going to use blending brushes on this paper. I'll show you that in just a moment to create those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's all the same paper that I've just colored differently. It was just white and gold, and I added the color to it. Then this one, we're just doing a little bit of blending here and up here, but look at how stunning that paper is. And I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, there it goes. You can catch the gold. So that's got that gold, beautiful layering in it. And there's more of those flourishes just done in different colors. Here's more of those flourishes, again, just in different colors. And here's where I did a little bit of the white gloss spray if you want. You can do the gloss spray. Not too many tricks with that one. This whole workshop, there's not a lot of tricks. Once you get the stamping done, it falls together really nicely. And then here's the last one. Oop, flip that around. And this is the only one that's Christmas, but instead of stamping the Christmas sentiments on it, this easily could be a wedding page or just any kind of New Year's, right? That could totally be a New Year's celebration or a wedding celebration or new baby. So much you could do with it. So think a little outside the box. If you're thinking, I don't want Christmas, I don't want to be working on Christmas in July, then you've got options. Okay. Now let's walk through what comes in your kit. So you've got this instructional sheet that'll help you gather all your supplies. This little goodie bag, you're gonna pull out all the pieces that are white or off-white. And I've done a cheater sheet. So there are two different kinds of leaves. There's the ones that are taller and the ones that are wider. Make stacks of 1, 2, and then your ferny pieces. You've got 6 of those. And then 2 each of 2 different sizes of bells. So get those all situated. And I'm going to stamp a couple of them up with you so you can see how easy and lovely they go together. And then on the back, I wrote what I stamped the sentiments in. So I did all 3 of these in black, the Love and Joy and Desert Rose and Eggplant for you. All right, so we're getting all those pieces out of those kits. And then we've got, so this is our first page. This is the one where, let me show you how we're going to color these papers. So I'm using a smaller piece of paper for my sample. You're going to use the 4 here, and you're going to pick whichever colors make you happy. But I'll go through when we look at the layouts again. I'll go through exactly what colors I did. So I'm going to do peach on one side and scarlet on the other. And I'm just going to keep working the colors. I want it to be darker along the edge here and cascading up to light. And just keep going back and forth. And where those 2 colors then meet, you just want to overlap so that the colors blend. So I'm just blending those colors together. So you're going to do that on all 4 of these. Let me bring this back in so you can see. So this one I did in the peach and desert rose. So the colors that I used match the colors of the paper that go along with it. So let's pull those out. You've got 8 pieces of paper in this top layered kit. And so you'll want these 2 to go together, these 2 to go together, these 2 and these 2. And you can tell the smaller one goes on top. This one here, you're going to put the papers down in the bottom left corner is where they're going to match up. So these are the 2 colors that I used on here. Same thing here. So this is Sundance. Actually, this isn't Sundance. I used papaya or pumpkin, but and then honey butter. So I used honey butter. And then down here, I did more of a Sundance so that it didn't get quite as orange, but you still have that cascading color with the inks. And then this one you want glued together in the top right corner. Then on our blue one, they're going together in the bottom left corner. And then here I used Carolina and Bluebell are the colors that I used for that. Then on this one, we're going to top right match that up. And this is Sage and Evergreen. Okay, so that's how those pieces line up. Then you've got these 4 that you're going to color like we just talked about. You've got your photo mats and then 2 black cardstocks and your 2 cream colored cardstocks that line right up. And what I did on this one is I then took my journaling pen and did a couple little lines just around the outside, and down here using a ruler, I did 2 straight lines. Stamped the word happy. And then we've got our 2 stamps. 1, 2. So these are the 2 stamps that I used, and I used Sage and Evergreen. And I did 2nd generation with the Evergreen. So let me show you that. So for the base stamp, I did Sage. And then Up here, I did the same thing. So as many of these as you want to add in these two clusters here and this cluster down here to those white pieces to create your layering. And then with the evergreen, what I did to get that lighter color is I stamp it once on the scrap paper and then stamp it once on here. And that's how we get that lighter tone. So same thing up here when you're doing those. So that's how you're stamping those pieces. This is the longer of the stems. So I'm getting the one that's kind of longer, the leaves that are longer. And that one I'm doing in peach. I'm following along with these ones right now. And then in papaya, when you're overlaying, you're just going right back over that same image, and look how beautiful that looks. So all four of these are just getting that second layer added to them. And if you go through, it's probably easier just to go through and get all of that stamping done at once, right at the beginning. And the bells work the same, they all layer the same way. So it's one stamp. The honey butter is done in the full image, and then the Sundance is done in the one that's got the little lines. Here it's the lilac, all of them. It's the lighter color that I do in the solid, and then the darker color that you do in the more shaded stamp. With this next kit, these two long green pieces, I took out and used my white gloss spray and just splattered a little bit of that paint in the top left corner and the bottom right corner. So basically, if you put it in and just splatter one side, then flip this over, you've got one on one side and one on the other. So that's the splattering. And then that takes maybe 5 minutes to dry. It also would be fine if you didn't do that, no big deal. So with this one, you've got your photo mats, and then you've got two each of these 4 different designs. So this piece goes along the top, and then you've got your gold that lines right up. Then you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. And before you tape those down, I used these 2 stamps, the wider leaves, and just did little clusters underneath this green piece. So right in here, if you did 1, 2 there, then same thing down here, do 1, 2. In any 2 greens that make you happy, I did Sweet Leaf and Fern for mine. And then, once you get those down, then it's 1, 2, 3 photo mats. I drew lines on one of those little postage stamps. This is the gold postage stamp stuck underneath there. And then I sponged the edge of that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's your leaves. And then we've got a couple little gems. The word happy, that page is done. And then for the other one, it's basically this same layout, except we're going to flip it over and flip a couple of the pieces around. All right, so just kind of monkey with the pieces, but it's basically the same layout. And then on this one, we've got 1, 2 up here, 1, 2 different clusters of that same stamp, the love and joy. And on both of those both the journaling lines and on this one, I just used some of the peach with the sponge to get a little bit of extra color. You've got your little pieces there. I did a couple of little lines in accent places just for fun. Totally up to you if you want to do that, but those are really easy layouts. Here's the next kit. So here's what it looks like. And these pages build the same. So these papers are the same. These are the same. That one's the same. And this is the same. They both butt to the middle. So this one's going to have your border on the left. This one's going to have a border on the right. But that's how these pieces here are all going to line up together. So top and bottom, this one, and this one. And then you've got enough for the other page. Then this piece here is for your two 4x6s for that side. And then on the other side, you've got this one that goes up and down, and this one in an angle. You've got all your little pieces. This little circle is just a circle from your bag. Then over here, we've got 3 of the clear dots, that gold, the green, 2 more stamped pieces. And then on this side, little cluster, don't forget that gem. For you, I just did a little bit of sponging around there to add some dimension. And then we've got our embellishments, one of the 3 little gems. Once you get that, you know, everything stamped, the rest of it falls together really quick. So again, like I told you, a little bit of sponging if you want, just to add a little bit of, bring that up close so you can see how it's just a little bit. Same thing up here behind everything, just a little bit of sponge if you want. And now our last set of pages. Okay, so we've got in our kit our 2 green bases, 1, 2, then 2 of these shortbread pieces. The thinner one goes on this side. I flipped them to the light side of the paper, and then this one gets centered. Then you've got these 2 pieces with the bells that are going to go on either side of this shortbread piece. So that's the base of that one. Then slide that over. We've got this piece that I tore on the top. Oh, I didn't tear this one. I just put it right down. So that's what goes right here. Then we've got a photo mat, and your big green piece. So this goes underneath like that. And then you're going to put that there and your picture goes there. Then we're going to leave that space for little white strips of what paper you have left over if you wanted to make a journaling spot. I used, before you tape it down, I did some sponging with Scarlet. So I used my Scarlet and just did some brushing of color down here and up there. Then I also took the water brush and did some splatters just to create some nice little clusters of color. If you want to, you can go back through and add that fun little stamp with the holly and berries. Then on this side, I dovetailed, so you've got all these fun, beautiful pieces left. Other than the gold piece, I dovetailed each one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces all got dovetailed. And then this gold piece, after you get those taped down, went up here and covers up the top wherever you've got some kind of staggered imagery going on. Couple of bells, a little bit of sponging. Oh, and around the edges of all 3 of these circles, I used the gold metallic paint pen to cover the edges. Again, totally up to you whether or not you want to do that little extra step. Up here, I do have some of the sponging and splattering and berries. But it also would look fine if you didn't do all those steps. So again, it's as much or as little of all this different kind of layering of pieces that you like to do for your artwork. If you prefer yours to be a little more flat, don't use foam tape. If you prefer yours to not have so much embellishment, don't add the bling. You make your project happy and make it be you. Thanks for watching. I'd love to see comments. I hope that you're enjoying the gold and green, green and gold paper. That this designer series makes me so happy. And you saw, it's not just Christmas. There are so many beautiful, fun things that you can do with it. I'd love to see your artwork. Thanks for watching.